welcome back, folks. Nice to have you stay with us. Nearly lost my pen here. But, of course, Cape Rugby TV, and we carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. And, well, you would have picked up by now, of course, that a lot of the clubs, in the absence of fixtures, in the absence of games last year, became very creative, very proactive in terms of what they were doing at the club to make sure that their membership structures stayed in place, to keep the smiles on the members' faces even under difficult conditions. And someone who joined us on a regular basis last week, head coach of Hamilton's Rugby Football Club, Phil Cronje. Phil, great to have you back. I trust you are well and safe on your side.
Thanks, JP. It feels like I'm part of the show now, the amount of times that I'm getting on here. Happy New Year to you, and all the best for you, the year that's coming up. Although we don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Of course, we all wish that we could be saying Happy New Year under different conditions, and I'm sure that the festive season out there has been difficult for everybody. But we tackle it one day at a time, or one step at a time, I suppose. But let's talk a little bit about 2020 quickly. 2020 was certainly a year that was completely different. It was a year that nobody expected in the normal format. But you guys really looked at things differently in 2020 and embraced quite a few new ideas.
Yeah, JP, I would probably say 2020 was probably one of the longest pre-seasons ever, because we started planning a pre-season every time when we were hoping that that rugby will come up. Yeah, we had to do different things just to make sure that the face of Hamilton's is still around, that it's still vigilant and people see what's happening, even though if we change our fields and even if we paint the clubhouse, we made sure that everybody knows about it. So, like, everybody have to know that things is happening around the club. We are ready to go. So there's different challenges that we had. But yeah, we tried to adapt to it, but it wasn't easy, I must be honest with you. But at least we had time to fix some of the stuff around the club, and obviously planning for if something happened.
Yeah. Of course, we keep waiting to see what the different announcements are, and we all hope for the best, I suppose. But looking at Facebook, on Facebook, we see there was something from your club that said, get to know the coach. Obviously, somebody at your club is making sure that your social media is active.
Yeah, well, JP, because everybody's sitting at home these days, somehow we need to make sure that people knows what's happening. So yeah, I think from the club side, they start thinking about new ideas of still be active with the people around the club. And I think what they're doing now, what we're busy doing, is they started with the head coach by saying, let's know your coach. So I think what the plan for that is, we're going to get under 20s involved, introduce under 20 coach. We're going to get some members in there. We're going to talk about the club and send it on all our platforms going around. So yeah, that's the thing. Like I said again, I think that's more about all the excitement that's happening of hoping that rugby will comes up. So yeah, I think it's just by show people that we're still alive and we all hoping that rugby will come up.
But that is interesting. I mean, these little things, I mean, if we look at and I don't have the entire post in front of me, but if we just look at the information that was shared by your social media administrators, you coached Unimil, you coached SK Warmers, you coached in Australia the Melbourne Unicorns, you coached the College Riffles in New Zealand, and you coached the Ravens in Canada. Now, like I say, I can only read half of the message. I don't know how many more teams there are there that you've coached, but this is the kind of information that I think is fascinating for club members and the public to read about and understand that Dr. Phil Cronje, the head coach of Hamilton's, has been all around the world. I mean, it's fantastic information to have.
Yeah, JP, two things on that. Obviously, those were the days when you could still travel and try to make a mark for yourself around the world. I don't think it's just me. I think if you go around, I think we're very blessed in South Africa of having decent coaches. I just don't think there's opportunities for everybody. So if you don't get opportunity around here, you will definitely look abroad to go see if there's something else. I've tried to do that, build something self up for me overseas. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for me that way. Like most of us, we're coming back, we're falling in love, we're getting married, we don't go back. But yeah, again, I think there's a lot more coaches out there that's done that trip.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think it's good for people to understand, not just at Hamilton's or wherever, from other clubs to understand that there is still proper coaching at club level.
Phil, from a player perspective, have you been in contact with the guys? Of course, it's been not just lockdown, but it's also been festive season. It's the time of year where people would have been slowing down a little bit, spending time more relaxing. Have you been in contact with the guys? Obviously, we know at the moment things are paused a bit.
JP, I'm not going to lie to you, it's tough because at the end of the day, we're not sure what's happening. It will be difficult. So, a lot of these players have their own personal work commitments that they've got. It will be tough to train with guys if you don't have a set date of when you start. Let's say, for instance, everybody decide we start end of May. You know, you can't have a pre-season with these guys for 3-4 months and not making any contact or playing games, because what do you do with them? You can only go that far.
Yeah. But you're talking to each other. I mean, you're WhatsApping and you're sending emails and saying hello.
We're definitely talking on groups to each other. You know, a new fitness program was sent out November.
Very difficult to keep everybody motivated at the moment under these terrible conditions that we're in. So yeah, it is unfortunately one of those things that we have to work a little bit harder at all the time to keep folks smiling. Phil, we're going to leave it at that. Obviously, the important thing for us has been that we were able to connect with you and see that you're safe and healthy and things are going well at the club. And we see your Facebook social media streams are active. So we're looking forward to finding out seeing the next profile, whether it be, like you say, an ExCo member or a player or a fan, whoever. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm glad that people's following that. I think that's a good thing. Again, it's coming down to people need to understand where club's coming from. I'm talking about history-wise. But yeah, thanks for having me on the show again. And JP will catch soon. And hopefully next time we will talk about the first fixture or the first friendly that's coming up.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thanks, Phil. We'll chat again soon. And best regards to everybody that side. Stay safe.
Thanks, JP. Stay safe as well.
There we go, folks. Phil Cronje, head coach at Hamilton's. Great chatting with Phil, as always. Of course, joined us on a regular basis last year. Folks, now remember, if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, we are tripling it up at the moment, all right? You can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, a whole case of Score. That's 24 Score energy drinks. But I'm going to add into that also a case of Bashu's cool drinks. All right, so now you've got a case of Score energy drinks and a case of Bashu's, and add on to that, courtesy of CTC Sports, you can win yourself a set of 24 masks, courtesy of CTC Sports. Cape Rugby TV masks, that is. So it's a set of Bashu's, a case of Score energy drinks, and of course a set of 24 masks. So 24 plus 24 plus 24 prizes up for grabs here. All you need to do is SMS the word SCORE, as you can see on the can here. Just SMS the word SCORE to 33090. SMS the word SCORE. You can see it on my shirt over here. SCORE energy drinks. SMS the word SCORE to 33090. Put yourself in the mix to win that triple hamper. And congratulations then to last week's winner, Wendy Cornelius. Wendy, you walk away with a triple hamper of Score energy drinks, Bashu's, and of course the Cape Rugby TV masks, courtesy of CTC Sports. Somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly. Folks, don't go away. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Back in a sec.